Welcome back, I'm Tedward. Welcome back to beautiful Michigan, because I'm going on a wild camping trip with Chris Amos, the Topher, but we have substitute Topher. Topher drives here, my sweet baby B, Chris Brower, and he just picked me up from the airport in that GR Corolla, but even better, he has an 04 350Z for me to drive here, and this car means a lot to me because my first big boy car, I'd say, was a 350Z. I daily drove a base 350Z just like this. Mine was an 03 in Silverstone for 6 years. I put like 75 or 80,000 miles on that car. I moved myself from Massachusetts to South Carolina, back to Massachusetts. I did winters. I did everything in that car. And these are the same base 17-inch wheels that I had. And then I eventually found some great track wheels because they made those, who made them? There was the Rays, yeah, those forged wheels, which were great, the 18s. Mine had the worst curb rash you could ever imagine. It looked like someone just purposefully drove against a curb and then turned the car around and did it again. They were unbelievably bad, but that was actually what was nice because no one ever stole them from my Worcester apartment. There you go. They stole wheels off of every Honda in my apartment complex. They never touched my 350Z. They either respected it or they just thought my wheels were unsaleable on the black market. So anyway, we gotta go get some food because I'm starving. I just flew in from Boston and Chris's girlfriend is starving. We gotta go pick her up before things get ugly. Barb is hungry. Well, we'll see what kind of jacket she's wearing. She's Barb when she's got the NASCAR jacket on. True. But I'm excited because I'm going to get a chance to kind of reconnect. And I don't know if it's going to be a good experience, a bad experience. But here, let's see. I got to see this key fob. Oh, okay. This is gorgeous. This is like very memorable. But check this out. Ready? Oh, we don't want any high interior temperatures. Oh, it only works on one side. It's because, you know what it is? It's because we've got to reset this one. I think this is maybe, let's see. Yeah, that's why. I know how to do this. I know how to do this.
So this car's only got 32,000 miles on it. It's pretty fresh.
This is great. And the bases, they had manual seats. They were cloth seats. Mine, this is really fresh because mine was all tattered. But again, you know, I remember mine from having like 100-something thousand miles on it. And then I bought mine with about 35,000 miles. Okay. Aftermarket on the double din. I always kept my sunnies in here. This is... There you go.
And there you've got the remote for the JVC.
Oh, this right here, this is just like my whole 20s right here. Is just my sunnies right there. There's a clutch interlock down there on mine that broke, so I had to push start it quite a few times out in the mountains in South Carolina. And then let's just see. The sound of a VQ35 DE.
You're back.
Oh my God. That's the best, dude. This is the best.
So this has aftermarket axle back.
Everyone talking about Porsche cup holders. Nissan was doing this in 03, baby. Got these two here. Got this. I always had change in here. Oh God. Seating position. Sorry. Axle back exhaust.
Axle back and a cold air intake.
Uh-oh. We might not have a window.
Not be worth risking putting it down.
Yeah.
AC is a treat in this car.
Yeah, it'll be fine.
Earlier, I don't know, maybe because it sat in the heat.
It's possible. They have the other thing is like it's a program, so it needs to be like it does the little up and down thing when you open the door because it's frameless. So maybe it's just out of sequence or something. Okay. Not that unusual. Okay. We'll forgive it. Let's see. All right. Well, I'll follow you.
I'll sit over there and take your time with whatever you need to do. And
I'm good, man. Good? Yeah. So the weird thing is in my 350Z, I never got to POV review it because it was, actually, you know what, we'll do this, we'll get out of his way. I never got to POV review it because I wasn't doing POV back then. Oh, this is just taking me back. This is unbelievable. I'll get a seatbelt on. Oh, it's like riding a bike. I'm like right back. It's funny, the reason I showed you that I kept my sunnies in there is because yes, it does have this, but it was like not big enough for the sunnies that I had. I just remember like they didn't fit in there very well. Oh, and the ride quality in these cars was so good. That GR Corolla is wicked stiff. When you watch his video, you're gonna hear him talking about that. But it's just one of those things where, like, these cars, they were built for people and roads. They weren't really built for like lap times and stuff. It has a 20-gallon tank, and you can alternate between different things. So that's your range, distance to empty, your DTE. And it's nice. You get your oil pressure right there, right front and center. And this thing, I could get like 520 or 550 miles out of a tank. It's a 20-gallon tank. And if you were really babying it, you could get pretty impressive fuel economy. We are in like peak rush hour traffic, but honestly, kind of brings back more memories just because this is how I drove mine. Such a good weighted shifter, because the Z was more like a Corvette competitor in terms of its aesthetic and its athleticism and its feel. It wasn't like a nimble, light thing. It was more of a heavier duty sports car. But they do understeer a bit. I can't do what he just did. I remember discovering that understeer because I had moved from my Celica GTS, which was like 2,500 pounds, into this. And I remember taking a corner once at a speed I would normally do in the Celica. Need to make sure he doesn't come around. Okay. And I just remember pushing the nose of this 350Z, not this one, that one, very aggressively, and being like, wow, what was that? And like kind of learning about driving dynamics. So something to remember about the base 350Z is that there's no limited slip differential in this car and no traction control. So you are on your own when it comes to that rear end. You've got to figure that out, which meant that I did some dumb things when I was like 24 years old, 23 years old in my 350Z, and I spun it once off an on-ramp into the grass. That's the one car where like I did some dumb things. Oh, the steering though is so good. Everything about this car is like magical. The problem with this car was that at the time, my friends were starting to get a little bit of money, and one of my buddies bought an E46 M3, my buddy Chu. So Chu buys this E46 M3, and I'm driving this 350Z, and nothing made my 350Z feel shittier than his E46. Like, I was like, oh man, I wish I had a nicer car. Like, all the materials, his car sounded better. It's a more exotic engine, all that stuff. But like, I gotta say, getting into this car right now is bringing back very good memories, and not just nostalgic BS memories, like real good memories. God, these cars are good. So easy to drive. Use a little more in the way of brakes. And there's a little shift light that blinks at you down here when you get into the high revs. Bump. Oof. But yeah, you could get better brakes. You get the Brembos on the higher trim levels, like the Touring model or whatever. But then you end up with weight, and what I would do, I would get the base. I would put a quaif in it, and then you'd have a non-traction control quaif differential, and then you do bigger wheels, throw some nice aftermarket brakes on it, call it a day. This feels so authentically 2004, man. It's just great. I love the steering weight on these cars. Nissan really understood how to make a good driver's car, man. This stuff, this is just incredible. It's not fast. At the time it was. What are we working with? 287 horsepower, if memory serves. It's not fast. It weighs like 3180, I want to say, was the base 350Z weight. But it was just enough torque, and if you knew how to drive the car, you could extract so much from it. He's crying right now on this highway because that GR, look at it bounce. Look at that thing bouncing. I mean, we're bouncing a little bit, but I feel like we're damped a little better. He's losing his teeth in that car. Yeah, the only thing that ever went wrong on my Z was a misfire. I was leaving a camping trip, like the camping trip from hell, and I wanted to get away. I was dating this person, and I was trying to get away, basically. Like, finally, the camping trip was done. It was the worst camping trip of my life, and I got back to my car, and I was like, thank God I can get away. I started it, and it blinked the check engine light at me and started misfiring, and I was like, no, and I didn't care. I'm like, if I blow this car up, I'm getting away from this person. And I drove away, and the misfire went away, and then it came back, and then it went away and came back, and it was just a coil, and I replaced one coil, and that was that. That was like the only like thing that ever happened to my car. It's a little droney because of that catback, or axleback, I should say. I think it's just the muffler. But the stock exhaust on these cars was really good, honestly. Look how easy this is. So visibility isn't bad, but I will say one problem that I have with my car, let's make sure this sole remains steady. The one problem I had with my car was I sometimes didn't get a good look over my left shoulder, and I, on an embarrassing amount of occasions, maybe I was just a dumb newer driver, but I definitely almost merged into people because like they just disappeared on me, and I hated that. Yeah, it took me a minute to kind of adapt to this car again, but not much. Like this, oh God. This is what I mean. Like when I'm talking about how cars are kind of supposed to drive, I actually think if you just get in like a base 350Z manual, drive this, and this is just what we want back. That's all. We're not looking for much, man. And this car, I know the 03s, the base price on an 03 base 350Z was in the $26,000 realm. It was like $26,500 or something. I paid $13,000 or $12,900 for mine in 2009. Yeah, because I was still in college. Also, you noticing how solid this thing feels right now? This is nuts. This is absolutely crazy. There's nothing rattling. Put me in an 04 Bentley, okay? I'll find you some rattles. We're in a Nissan from 04 and the thing's built like a tank. I mean, that's why this platform just like ruled the world. Everyone had a G35. And this engine was in everything from the 350Z to the Nissan Quest. I mean, this thing powered minivans. I'm so glad this isn't like a special one either. Like, and I don't mean this isn't special, but I'm saying I'm glad it's not like the high rev, the HR, or anything like that. Like, I really do believe like this is the purest version. Sorry, Christopher. I had to do it. I had to stop. I had to be a good guy. I didn't want to run it. I wasn't spatially aware. Like, I'll run that yellow when I'm aware. But I didn't look around. That Charger could have been a cop. I just wasn't in the realm. And I'm like, I just landed here. I don't want to get pulled over in Michigan on moment one. This was legitimately all the power I should have been handling when I was in my early 20s too. And it's funny driving it now. It's like I was expecting more, and it is exactly what it was. But I definitely like remember being like, whoa, I bought a fast car. Like, I bought a really fast car. And it's not a really fast car, but it is just, oh, what a wonderful thing. This thing's such a great driver's car. Dude, Chris, how hard were you driving this car? I've been floored the whole time, and I'm increasing the range. Now I'm at 182. Didn't we start at 168? Did you know that McLaren's V8 that they use in the 600 LT and the 570S and all those cars, that V8 was originally a Nissan racing block? And did you know that when my friend bought a 600 LT, occasionally he would come over to our apartment when I was living with Eddie, my good friend, who you saw in the helicopter video getting out. He would come over, and sometimes we didn't know he was at the door, and he goes, "You didn't hear us? Or you didn't hear me coming in?" And it was because we thought that sound was a VQ35. And I will tell you that under certain circumstances, a 600 LT sounds just like a VQ35. That sounds crazy, but it's true. This is a car I would like happily buy and drive all over again. This is such a good sports car, and it's not that hard to maintain, and they're bulletproof and robust, and this one has 32,000 miles on it. Maybe I should buy this and drive it home and skip my flight when we get back. Just got to get that window sorted out. Anyway, I got to thank Topher Drives, Chris Brower ahead of me, and that GR Corolla for arranging this to be around for me when I got here. And also, huge thanks to Nissan of Canton in Michigan. That's where this car is right now. So I've given it the Tedward shakedown. She holds up. This is good stuff. This is good. We like this. I'm into it. I think if you're looking for a 350Z, or maybe you weren't looking for a 350Z, maybe you were looking for like a good driver's car, and you forgot how good these were, and this is actually more of a driver's car than almost anything new on the market right now, go over to Nissan of Canton. Just buy this one. I don't know what they want for it. They'll sort this window out for you. That can't be too hard. But anyway, I need to eat. I'm starving. I've just spent my whole day traveling. It wasn't that far, but everything got delayed. Classic. So anyway, thank you guys so much for watching, liking, commenting, and subscribing. This is actually a very important nostalgia drive for me because I've never done a POV in a 350Z despite having put so many miles on one. Oh God, I forgot how good these were. This is the best thing is that it's just meeting and exceeding expectations. I feel magical. So anyway, thank you guys so much for watching, liking, commenting, and subscribing. Don't forget to respect the drive, and I'll see you in the next one.